I cannot believe that I have not already done this.
We're down at Truman Lake. Jesse fell with me this time. We're filming for a Dutch oven and just gonna hang. It's pretty good. Like 62 degrees in winter. You gotta say hi, Jesse.
What's up?
Hi to YouTube. What's up, YouTube?
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, yes, this video is all about me switching from Premiere to Davinci, but as you know, I love the outdoors, I love to film in the outdoors, and that is the focus of my channel. So we're gonna go on an adventure. This is actually gonna be my first project editing in Davinci. So follow along for the ride and we'll get to Davinci closer to the end.
We're chilling, having a boulevard. It's really windy, but it's nice out here.
Is that thing always on?
No, it wasn't
Oh, dang, dude.
I sat down in this chair and heard this gnarly rip. Goodbye, camping chair.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.
There goes my seat for the night.
Yep.
So I had to record some footage for a company, I don't know exactly where they're located, I believe they're in China, but they make a nice cast iron Dutch oven, and this is the second time they've hit me up to shoot some footage for them. So I decided we need to go somewhere outdoors to shoot this. Of course, being a Dutch oven, you could put it on a fire and it's great. You could put it in an oven and it's great. You could put it on a stovetop and it's great. So I wanted, and actually they needed some outdoor footage. We went down to Truman State Park again, one of my favorite places to film some of this footage, and just wanted to relax because it was an absolutely beautiful day.
I'm actually sweating and it's winter. What's going on?
I figured we may as well make this a dual-purpose project and get some footage to actually use in Davinci, as that's now my NLE of choice. Like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, I cannot believe that I haven't actually made this transition already, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the apprehensions later in the video. I get all of those because I have the very same ones. Transitioning out of a software you've used for years, and unfortunately paid for years, to something that is a one-time price and is ultimately way better than the software you're using. I know that's a big claim, but I think if you try it out, if you're someone who's thinking about switching over to Davinci and you try it out, you are going to be shocked and actually quite happy. Back to the adventure now. We went down to Truman State Park for just a night, and like I expected, we encountered almost no other people. There was one other tent in the campground and absolutely nothing but maybe the sound of boats in the distance. But a beautiful evening, and just made some great food on the fire in our Dutch oven.
Forgot my jacket. It's like 37 degrees out here. It's a beautiful morning, but pretty freaking cold. About to make some coffee. And we forgot to wash the dishes too. About 7 in the morning, about to make coffee. I didn't sleep good, but did you sleep good?
I slept pretty well, yeah, honestly.
Jesse slept great. I did not sleep great. I'm just getting old. So just recently selling my Blackmagic Pocket 6K to buy the new FX30. This was the one, maybe 2 weeks that I did not have an extra camera. So
For this project, I was shooting with my Sony a7R III in S-Log3 color cine mode. But this is still a great camera, and I really do enjoy using my R3. It does only shoot 8-bit, but I still think it's a fantastic camera, even though it is 5 years old. But I'm really excited. I think my FX30 should be arriving very soon, and I think I'll be able to get some fantastic footage with that. But for now, we're shooting with the R3, and we're going to throw it into Davinci. We're going to edit, and we're going to color it.
Jesse's got these chairs. It takes 30 minutes to fill them. I might have done it with
So the purpose of this trip was to get some footage for a client of mine for the Dutch oven. Hopefully we got all the shots we need. Trying to talk. Of course, the second purpose was to just get a night out in the woods, camping. It was a beautiful night. I was actually a little bit cold in my 0-degree sleeping bag and 37 degrees. Another main reason for filming out here was actually to switch over from Premiere to Davinci. I do not know why I have taken this long to switch from Premiere to Davinci.
That's a great tip.
As I've been working with Davinci, everything about it is absolutely phenomenal. Not to mention, you're going to save a crap ton of money from paying for Adobe monthly as opposed to Davinci one time. The tools are just insane, and I could probably spend days just coloring one project. It's that incredible, and I would encourage anyone thinking about switching from Premiere to Davinci to just do it.
Just got home from camping to find this finally arrived. Stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to build my rig and try out some footage.
I'm ready to load all of my footage into Davinci now. And like I said, I can't believe that I waited this long to switch over to Davinci. I know a lot of you who use Premiere, have used Premiere for a long time, or even Final Cut, would have a lot of apprehensions. I have those exact same apprehensions of, losing all of the assets that I've even bought, plugins, etc. To be quite honest, those plugins, those accessories, unless you spent like $1,000 or more on those plugins and third-party extensions, etc., I would say they're not even worth it. I would make the switch either way. You're just going to be shocked when you open Davinci and use it. And I went so far as to even cancel my Premiere plan so that I had to make the switch. I had to learn Davinci, and I had to just go for it, and it had to work for me. And I'm happy to say it is actually working and going beyond my expectations. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of how stinking easy it is to just get into Davinci. Of course, several things seem intimidating or illogical even. They seem to not make sense for your workflow. And what I mean by that is these tabs here on the bottom: Media, Cut, Edit, Fusion, Color, Fairlight, and Deliver. And you're like, what the heck? Why can't they just make it a simple one interface and then, Command M for export like Premiere? Why can't they just make it that easy? Well, something I've learned. Of course, you can carry over your Premiere shortcuts. You can map them all out, and I've done that, and make the transition a lot easier. For some reason, it has made more sense to me to keep these all separate, because if I've got all my stuff over here in my project bin, my footage, whatever, VFX, everything, which I'll go into that more on those bins, because there's some amazing tools for those bins specifically. But as I'm kind of, piecing my timeline together and organizing my media, this makes way more sense. I don't have that feeling that I had in Premiere where I've got this mess of a bin over here and I'm just trying to find things and bring them into my sequence. And I get they have tabs, but it's not nearly as easy or smart or even as fast as Davinci. I mean, just scrubbing your footage,
playing back your sequence is incredibly easy and the quality is incredible. So this all makes sense to me now. When I have to go back and retime something, it's really easy in the cut tab to just drag it around and put it where it needs to be and just bump everything instead of, you know, doing the dance in Premiere's sequence to get it to where I need it to be. This is incredibly simple. I just want to move one clip to right there, it's done. In cut mode, it will ripple edit. So if you know, shorten your clip, everything behind it comes right up into alignment and you can close those gaps just like in Premiere. You can do everything just like in Premiere. But this is just so much easier and cleaner, and I'm a fast editor and it has actually sped up my process. So now I jump to my edit tab. I've already dragged all of my footage in. In Premiere, I wouldn't even be able to preview some of this footage, and certainly not in full screen, but this is like absolutely seamless, full frame rate, even with a LUT and dehancer on, it plays back full resolution, 4K. It's shocking. And the nice thing about that is that you can then color at full speed. You don't have to just color one hero frame. You can actually scrub through your footage at real time, color it so that the whole clip looks great. And a quick note on coloring, the nodes seem to be very, for me at first it was a very intimidating element of Davinci. The more that you play with it and the more that you try things out, just try things out. That's how a lot of us learn. You're gonna find out that it's actually not that intimidating and it's actually pretty incredible what you can do that you could not do in Premiere. For example, I'm gonna find something like a shot with a face so that I can adjust the skin tones. And this gets intimidating because you're gonna hear about correction nodes and parallel nodes and serial nodes and layer nodes, and really if you're not a professional colorist, you're not going to have to worry about a lot of that stuff. If you're looking to do your YouTube stuff, a serial node is going to be absolutely fine. Maybe throw in one parallel node. For this shot where there's some skin tones in the shot, I'm going to make a parallel node and I'm just going to isolate the skin tones. And the way I do that is I go down here to the eyedropper tool, I select the skin tones, and you're gonna notice in your node preview that all those tones are selected. Now it's gonna bleed across to some of the other tones or some of the other parts in your frame, but that's okay. Go ahead and fine tune it. But right now, I've pretty much got my skin tones isolated. I can very quickly make adjustments to even white balance of the skin tones, tint of the skin tones, everything. Bring up the saturation, you know, change whatever needs to be changed. You know, if I want to make his skin tones colder for the shot, it's incredibly easy. Of course, don't make it look like crap or it'll look like crap, but it's incredibly easy to get a great look and really refine. Another instance, there's no green in these shots, of course, but I love greens, and especially when I'm shooting out in like the Pacific Northwest, I want to make those greens pop. And sometimes your LUT reduces the saturation on those greens. I want to retain the saturation, and it's incredibly easy to do that in Davinci. I'm going to remove this LUT. There's a lot more to go into that I can't do that in this episode because it's already been so long. So thank you if you've watched this far. Thank you for those of you who have reached out and shown your gratitude for my channel. I really, really appreciate that. I have actually added super thanks to my channel a lot because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep going. It's just a lot of work to continue doing this, and I'm not making hardly anything on YouTube. If you do appreciate these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you feel so inclined, please send a super thanks. I very much appreciate that, and it does help me to continue my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.